Welcome to the channel Excellence, where we strive for excellence. We strive to be one better than what we were yesterday. Now we're going to talk about know thyself and thy Father, God Allah. Know your position in the universe. When I say know your position in the universe, study yourself. Once you have studied yourself, the next thing to study is yourself. In studying myself, I seen that, do you know what an OG is? Well, in the gang world, they call that an original gangster. But in the spirit world, they call it, in ancient Kemet, they call it the original God. So when you call yourself an OG, you got a twofold measure. You can be that original gangster or the original God, that spirit that's in you. Now, to be an OG is that baby when it's born. That's an original God. A double OG is that baby once it has a son. Now, that's a double OG. A triple OG is when that baby has a son and that son has a son. Now, that's a triple OG. Now, a quadruple OG is when that son has a son and his son has a son and his son has a son. See, that's when you're a great grandfather, the great grandfather. Now, you have traced yourself forward. And we know life is always a twofold measure. So now trace yourself back to the source from which you come. Thus you shall know. Now, in going backwards, me being born first, going backwards is the quadruple OG. Then you go back to my father. Then you go back to my grandfather, and then you go back to my great-grandfather. See, we always say life is a blessing, and we watch the blessings that occur in our life. I'll be 60 years old, December the 13th. I have had the chance to see my great-grandfather, and I have also had the opportunity to see my great-grandson. See, that's tracing myself forward and backwards. Then in tracing yourself, trace the position that you were born in your family. Know what that positioning means. See, the firstborn, we all know about the firstborn because they tried to kill all the firstborn, but were unsuccessful. But the firstborn are always the ones that came first. So any child that came after them, we all know the feelings, the desires, and the demons that was put upon that child by this world for their thinking, reasoning, willing, and understanding. You know, the jealousy of the other child being born and things of that nature. You must trace yourself back to the source from which you come, thus you will know. You are a mastermind. You were born with greatness. Study yourselves. Know thyself. You must know thyself. Once you have a full understanding of who you are, you will follow the dots and navigate from star to star and stay out of the darkness. Because when you're in that darkness, you're just floating in outer space. Stay connected. Stay connected to that energy. See, like I always said, there's a Kundalini power, a power that's deep, a power that's deeper than what you think. See, when I also showed you the twofold measures of the greatest of the greats, it also goes to the greatest of the greatest. See, when you can tap into that power, you can call on all of those greatest of the greats and be the grands of the grands and understand as you understand. Because the first gift is the gift of the understanding. It's the treasures of God. And he appointed every man his portion of understanding and what measure seemed good unto himself. See, when you trace yourself back in spirit, what spirits did you come from? You ask yourself. And one of the questions in the questionnaires of the MST of A 101s, it says, why was Jesus sent to the earth? The answer is to save the Israelites from the iron hand oppression of the pale-skinned nation of Europe, who was governed a portion of Palestine at that time. Understand your history, understand your culture, understand everything that goes on within this universe so you can stand upright, independent, and fearless, the men, women, and children that you are. Erase the fear. The biggest fear that you should ever have in life is being afraid of being afraid to do anything. I came to y'all in love. I leave you in peace. I'm out.